Well, it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood once again, and we are here to maybe add a bit to the beauty. We'll see what happens. This is Jim Watts with the Tulsa World, here with my colleague Jimmie Tramel, also of the Tulsa World. We provide much of what you read in the scene section each day in the Tulsa World, available at fine news sellers everywhere and at tulsaworld.com. It's getting to that point in the year where things are starting to happen, and the casino venues are opening up. And I think you've got something about one of the casino events happening this weekend.
Clay Walker, country music artist who popped in the 1990s. Success was immediate. 5 of his first 6 songs all went to #1. So exploded in the 1990s, but recently had a new career milestone. His first #1 album, here in 2021 on iTunes. So I had the chance to catch up with him before his show, September 23 at Hard Rock Live. And it's funny how memories work, what you can attest to this, what you can remember, what you can't remember. I threw out something that happened to him in maybe 1994 or 95 at the Walmart in Pryor, and he remembered it. That made it high up in the story, but it involves John Madden football, video game, and really needed to stop and help himself for video game purposes. But there's your tease to read what happened that he remembered.
It sounds like a
1994, 1995.
Sounds like a come on to a movie of the week. What really happened in a Walmart in Pryor.
That's exactly right.
Exactly. Okay. Well, I don't know if I can top that in the tease market, but if you are down in or up in, depending on where you're going, the downtown area of Claremore, you might notice some new signs. The city is working to rebrand its historic downtown as the Lilac District. There was a time when Claremore hosted a regional lilac festival that was the big deal, but the real reason for using that name is because it is refers to the 1935, I think it was, play by a Claremore native named Len Riggs called Green Grow the Lilacs that became the musical Oklahoma. And so they're also going to be getting at the Claremore Museum of History in the coming months a trove of new items associated with Len Riggs from the estate of his nephew. And so they're going to be playing that up big time. And if you've not been down to Claremore, it's burgeoning in some interesting ways. Lots of new restaurants, as somebody said. There's more to downtown than antiques. So it might be something that we'll be going in about that in this Sunday's Tulsa World. What else we got coming up?
Let's go to some more music. There's a Tulsa-based band, a trio called Wilderado. They have a following. They've put out EPs and singles. They've never put out an album. They're going to fix that in October with the release of their first album, self-titled Wilderado. And we're going to write Sunday about how a vacant Tulsa church kind of provided inspiration for material that wound up on their debut album. But it's just kind of interesting that, of all things, an empty church with no running water, electricity, yes, played a role in the creation of an album.
Okay, all right. Well, speaking of an old church, this September 25th, there will be a performance of a composition called the No Tears Suite. Was written in 2017 by a husband and wife duo out of Arkansas. And it was written to commemorate the 60th anniversary of the integration of the Central High School in Little Rock. That was one of the landmark moments in the civil rights movement. It will be part of there's like a 4-day event spread over 2 cities, beginning in Fayetteville and ending in Tulsa. It will be performed by the composers. One is a pianist, one is a vocalist, and a 7-man jazz ensemble at the Vernon AME church in the Greenwood district. And as we've been made aware of over the course of the commemoration of the race massacre, the Vernon AME church was nearly destroyed during the conflagrations that went on, but rebuilt. And they are going to debut as a part of this concert the restored Hammond organ that the church originally purchased in the 1940s, but has kind of fallen into disrepair. Well, the people that are putting on this concert know people who restore vintage instruments. So they've restored the organ, and it will be used for this performance along with vintage microphones and speakers. So it's going to be an interesting thing, and it be free to attend, but because of limited seating, it will be live streamed for free as well. So it'll be something to look forward to. It's called the No Tears Suite, and we'll have all the information in Sunday's Tulsa World.
Well, I've got about 4 quick hitters for you. Are you ready for some quick hitters?
I may need some fortification.
Okay, all right. Fortify yourself.
Okay. Go for it.
I don't know if you're big on award shows, but the kids from Reservation Dogs and Sterling Harjo will be on the Emmy Awards broadcast Sunday.
Okay.
So that's good news.
That's good news.
If you're into Power Rangers, Jason David Frank, the Green Power Ranger, will be at 2 stores in Oklahoma this weekend. Speeding Bullet in Norman on Saturday, Shadow Mountain Comics on Sunday. If you're into monster movies, Admiral Twin is going to start having Scary Movie Mondays every Monday through Halloween. So check that out. And if you're into the big Comic-Con type things, I think there's a big one in Dallas this weekend where Saved by the Bell, Star Trek, and The Office people are all going to be there. And I'm sure I have some other things rolling around in my head, but there's been so many quick hitters this week that you were
Sure.
on a treadmill a little bit.
Well, yeah, for example, something just came to mind. The Tulsa Greek Festival, which has been around, I think this is like the 60th year, is doing their drive-through event again, where you can order online fresh-made, authentic Greek food and pick it up there at the Greek Orthodox Church. They're doing it the weekend of the 17th and the 18th, and the 25th and the 26th. So TulsaGreekFestival.org, I think, is the site to check out. And speaking of food, if you want to be known as the person who has everything, the Bagelarium has everything bagels that are rather good. Among other times, we reviewed them this past Wednesday in the Tulsa World. And something to look forward to is we'll be reviewing the Brick Brothers Pizza in downtown Bixby. It's worth the drive. So look for that in the upcoming Tulsa World. Well, I think that will wrap us up for this particular edition. We want to thank you for putting up with us for another 10, 15 minutes, and we will gladly see you later.
Yeah,
For more information, you can visit tulsaworld.com.